Hello YouTube community, my name is the Jackhammer13 and I am back with some more of Road to 20, episode 15. And there's a few things that I want to talk about today. I actually have notes written down on a notepad just like I did the last episode. And this is the same day as the last episode was recorded. Like I said, I had to do this all on one day, which is not my general style. I like to do them periodically, that way I don't drain my mind mentally, because I sometimes tend to be really dumb. Last episode, if you were to have watched it, you'll realize that I have a bit of a mental fart on the name of the company that does WWE games now. It is 2K, hence the name WWE 2K14. And I do believe that the UFC game, like I said, was by EA. There's probably a few other things there which I'm completely misinformed on. I'm probably still completely misinformed. So I'm not the absolute source on authority here. I don't know everything in the universe, and I never claim to. And if I do claim to, then I'm more than likely wrong, so don't ever, follow that logic as gospel. Anyway, so let's get to the topics that I had to talk about. First off, I mentioned last episode that I knew exactly why I have no views, no subs, all that good stuff. And for those of you who are watching, I'm not saying that you guys don't count. I'm saying the fact that I have very little, and because very little equals none in this day and age, that's exactly what I meant. I meant the fact that I have, maybe 7 views on a video. In fact, there are a bunch of videos that I have maybe, I don't know, 10 videos I want to say that have absolutely no views on them, which is freaking ridiculous how amazing that is. I love having no views on my videos. It makes me feel really good about myself. But the reason why this is because, one, I am not, doing the tags correctly, and I also need to change that because apparently, according to Drifter, and again, he's not the ultimate source on everything in the universe, but I'm going to trust his judgment on this one, as I have in many past situations in which he's talked about certain stuff. I've trusted his judgment. But he says that if you have tags in your description, like I tend to do on some of my videos, and a lot of those are more just, for shits and giggles and all that. Like I originally believed that descriptions used to have tags for that reason exactly, because it was just for shits and giggles. Because lots of times you would see really funny stuff in there, but I'm getting away from the point. So I have to take those down apparently because it's against YouTube standards or rules and regulations of YouTube and all that. And I signed a license of registration or whatever the hell they want to call it. I don't even know what the hell I'm trying to say. I signed an agreement with them when I first got the channel. They basically said, you're not supposed to do this, that, and the third. I never read through it, but apparently that's probably something that's on there. Don't have tags because freaking Buddha will come from the sky and rain terror upon your village, and you're gonna have to deal with that. Which I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'll take the preventative measures from having Buddha destroy my entire world and everything that I know by not doing that ever again. I'm gonna keep the videos that have the tags, and if I do happen to get a bit more popular and YouTube starts taking notice, because I highly doubt they're going to. Right now, considering I still have videos that have no views, like I said. But they start taking notice, and then they give me a message saying, hey, you gotta take these tags off. I'll take them off. I'll have no qualms about taking them off. Because though I enjoy having them there, and I do think that they're funny and all that, I don't want to lose my YouTube channel over something petty as that. So I'm going to leave them there until further notice. But that's sort of going away from my point that I originally had. The reason why I have no views is because I don't name things properly, apparently. With this entire Road to 20 series, I've not named it with Black Ops Zombies or anything like that. I've just said Road to 20. And he mentioned in a comment in the comment section that you don't have to do that if it's an established video game series on your channel. So what I'm going to do from now on is any series that I have, I'm going to name the game that whatever game it is that I'm playing, I will name it. But for now, because this is an established video game on my series, and I really don't feel like changing it, I'm just going to continue calling it Road to 20. And another thing that I realized was that Road to 20, especially for Black Ops Zombies, is something that's very popular on YouTube. I found hundreds and thousands of results when I searched up Road to 20 Black Ops Zombies. So apparently I'm not the only one who tried to do this or is doing this at the moment. So apparently I highly doubt that anybody's going to watch any of my videos, because people who have a better reputation in the gaming community or the YouTube community or whatever the hell it is, they're going to get views before I do. So For right now, I'm not going to change anything because, like I said, this is just a hobby and I don't really care right now. But in future notice, I will care, and I will start changing stuff so that I can get more views. Um, just because that's something I should try to do. I don't think that I should be doing this just for the fun of it. I should also be doing it to try and get some views so that I could have a bit more enjoyment out of it. Having a couple friends watching the video and doing it is a whole lot different from having a couple 100,000 people that you don't know watching the video and you doing it, and they're giving you feedback and they're saying, wow, you're doing really good, or dude, you really suck, you need to change this. I think that it's a huge difference, and it makes the experience a bit more enjoyable, in my opinion, to have strangers that I have no clue who they are, giving me constructive criticism on something and helping me improve. Because that's how life should be. It should be other people telling you how to live your life, honestly. See, I have no views because my video titles have not had the game in them. My what you call them, tags, have not had all the stuff that they need to have in them, all that cool stuff. And it's around this point in time, before I continue on with my stories and all that, in this game, I was like, alright, I kind of want to do the song, I want to get the meteor and all that. So I decided to look it up somewhere along the lines. I'm not sure exactly when it is or where it was. I paused the videos, I paused the game somewhere in the session, and I do it. I think I just paused it there to do it, but I can't remember. I searched it up online. And sadly, I had awesome commentary telling you about that, but now I have to do this post-com bullshit. So I just wanted to make sure that I got that in there. And the funny thing is, I always get the meteor at the very beginning, but I didn't do that this time around. And so that's going to be the one that's going to stump me up until the very end, which you'll see somewhere around the time of like 9:28. And that'll probably be when I stop talking, let the music roll on until it ends, and then I'll come back with my stories. So now that I've got that out of the way, we're about 2 minutes away from that, so I can still talk about the one thing that I wanted to talk about and didn't mention in the last episode. The reason why I didn't have any PS4 gameplay and game footage and all that, and I haven't joined Next Gen yet, at least on my channel, is because, one, I don't really play the game that much, the PS4 itself, and two, I really, haven't been able to because the Elgato capture card does not let you. Now it does, but before, when I first got my PS4, and until about a couple months back, I've not been able to do it because the HDMI or whatever that's supposed to be compatible with the Elgato is not compatible with the Elgato. It's encrypted and stuff like that, so it doesn't work. And I don't know exactly why PS4 did that. I'm not sure why PS3 did that, and I think this is when I went and checked it out. So I let this round go along, which is a dog round. I then go ahead and get that awesome meteorite, and then I let the music play. So the reason why I haven't had PS4 is because the Elgato, because I really haven't been playing it that much because I don't have a lot of games for it. I have, 2K14 and Madden 25, neither of which game I think is good enough for this channel right now. I'm not a big NBA fan, honestly. I mean, I watch the NBA every now and again. I've been watching it more recently, and it's a pretty cool game. I like basketball, but I just don't think I could do enough with it to make it enjoyable. And then the Madden game just really was a letdown in my opinion. I hate Madden because after like Madden 11, everything just got so boring with the game. It was just the same thing over and over again, kind of like what WWE's kind of been doing with their games lately. So I'll come back to talking more. I have three more. Well, actually, I have two more topics that I would like to address, and then I shall come back after this music's all done. So I hope you guys enjoy the music. If you don't enjoy the music, skip forward about like 3 minutes, and if you do, go ahead and listen to it. Here we go. Alright, so that was the song. If you actually did get to skip through, because I probably will leave a link somewhere in the description on where you can go to skip that song. I am back now, and this is me talking more about stuff. So, another reason why I've actually been gone for so long, because at any time I probably could have come back, I just chose not to, is not just because of the AP exam, and not just because I'm lazy, but I had a lot of catching up to do. When I was recording, I noticed that I didn't have a lot of time to do a whole lot else, and that's something that kind of scared me because I was like, well, I mean, I think I have enough time to record, but I also want to have time to do other stuff, you know. And one of those things that I like to do is I like to watch YouTube videos. In case you didn't know, that was the exact reason why I got into this, because I watch YouTube videos and I was like, whoa, this is freaking awesome. And that's probably why a lot of other people in the YouTube community do that. And one of the main groups that I used to watch, there actually are a couple people here that I'd like to thank. First off, I'd like to thank the creatures, not just one creature, all of the creatures. I don't watch Spoon, Z, Sly that much, nor do I watch Dan's or Kucher. I normally watch, Nova and Seamus for the most part, and a bit of Mortal HD. But I mean, I watch all of them every now and again. It's just I normally focus on, Nova, Sly, sometimes Sly. Nova, sometimes Sly, sometimes Immortal, and Seamus. Anyway, I focus on those four more because those just the ones that I've watched over the years. But I'd like to thank all of them if they somehow were to find these videos, because they are a big inspiration. And another person who was a big inspiration, and I mentioned him so many times on this channel, as I have with the creatures, is Fan of Darkness 135. I would like to give both of those people, Fan of Darkness 1 through 5, and all the creatures, I'd like to give all of them shoutouts. Even though I haven't done that in this series, this will be one of the first times that I do shoutouts. And I watched Phantom Darkness 135 not too long ago do a playthrough of a game, 1953 KGB Unleashed. And it had really good graphics. It was a pretty cool, atmospherically, some of the cool stuff. But the voice acting, in my opinion, was god-awful. The storyline could have used so much more improvement, and it would have been a really good game. Honestly, it would have been so much better than it was. But the fact that he did some awesome commentary over it and made a few jokes made it all the more enjoyable. Made it enjoyable, in my opinion, because the game itself probably wouldn't have been. I didn't read any of the storylines, any of the not storyline, what they call the notes that you could find on the ground. I didn't read any of those for the most part. I let him explain it, so that's probably why I didn't like the storyline very much. I didn't really get too in depth with it, but I'd just like to give thanks to the creatures in Phantom Darkness 135 for entertaining me all these years. I've been a fan of both of them since around 2011, I want to say. Also, I would have liked to apologize if you heard me breathing during the song, because I did not turn off my mic. I figured it'd be easier to, not turn off my mic and have to turn it back on and all that stuff, so I just left it on. And try my best to stay as silent as possible so that I didn't ruin your experience listening to that song. I also hope I don't get thrown off of YouTube for leaving so many songs in. If they're part of the game, I think that they deserve to be there. But that's just me. And the thing that I wanted to talk about, bringing up the creatures in Phantom Darkness 135, were this. Phantom Darkness 135 has, on numerous occasions, and this goes back to my previous point on YouTube, dude, numerous occasions I've left messages on his channel. And like I said, he doesn't have a whole lot of people to comment on his videos. He has, I think, the maximum that I've ever seen on one of his videos, other than Causality, which was his most heavily viewed video. I think the most he's had is like 6. That's about an average. Not the most. It's like an average that I'd have to say. And like I said, he has about 3,000 some subscribers. So 3,000 some subscribers and like 15 people who comment, and only 6 who comment regularly. That's not a whole lot for him to keep up with. But he also has, Twitter, and he has Facebook, and he's got all that social media stuff. But every time I've left a comment that's been directed to him, he has answered it. And again, he is nowhere near what YouTube Dude is in the way of subscribers. He has 3,000. YouTube Dude has a couple 100,000 or whatever. So I can understand why there would be a huge difference in the reason why one guy would answer me and another guy wouldn't. However, the fact that Phantom Darkness 1 through 5 has answered me all those times, and he's answered me as if I was an equal too, and I don't consider myself to be an equal, as you probably would if you were to talk to, get a comment from your favorite YouTuber if you watch other YouTubers. Like let's just say, for example, you were on a PewDiePie video and you left a comment saying, "Yo, Pewdie, we should do a dual com sometime." And it's like, "Hey, dude, I'd love to do that. However, I have too much on my plate." You'd feel really starstruck. You'd be like, "Holy shit, he just answered one of my texts." I mean, not texts. He answered one of my comments. He might not have answered the way I wanted him to, but he answered one of my comments. It's freaking awesome. And, he'd be all starstruck. That's kind of how it is with me and Phantom Darkness 1 through 5, because I pretty much I put him on a pedestal. Honestly, I've idolized him ever since watching his first couple of videos in 2011. And one of the reasons why is because of his sub count. It's so much higher than mine, and so I feel, sort of obligated to feel that sort of starstruck attitude. Plus, he's also a really cool dude, and I aspire to be as cool as he is in the future when I grow up. So, I mean, that's just that. I'm really, talking him up right now. It'd be like I'm writing him a letter of recommendation or something for him trying to get into college. But, I mean, I honestly really do enjoy getting comments back from people, and he's been one of those people that's done that. Another person that's done that, and he also is even on a lower scale with like 200 some subscribers, and maybe only 2 people who comment regularly, me being one of them, is Glory D. And I have him linked in the sub channel. I'm not going to be doing links and all that in my about section anymore because, 1, I don't have enough people that I think that would matter. 2, I've seen a bunch of people in the about section, and other big YouTubers who don't use the about section for that, and I don't think that I should be using that. And 3, the fact that I actually can show you guys my subs pretty much makes it obsolete. I just say, "Yo, check out my subs," and you guys can check out all of the subs that I have and say, "Hey, look, here's a Z Royal Viking. I'm gonna go watch him for a bit." Or, "Hey, look, there's a Gold Glove TV. I'm gonna go watch him for a bit." Or, "Hey, look, there's Phantom Darkness 135. I'm gonna give him a whirl." Or, "Hey, look, it's Glory D, the guy that he's talking about right now. I'm gonna go give him a whirl." But as with Phantom Darkness 135, Glory D has answered pretty much every single one of my comments, and it's really awesome because I've commented on both of their videos with like 5 different accounts. So I'm guaranteeing that they're pretty confused on who the hell I actually am. But I commented with, I think it was WW References, which was my original account, and I didn't use it for anything other than commenting. I was going to make it my second channel, but I don't really like the name, so I'm probably just going to use another account that I have. I commented with, I think I commented with just Michael Goldsmith once on one of their channels, and then I commented with the Jackhammer 13, and they were able to, be like, "Oh, hey, look, it's that dude. I know who it was," because I kind of, told them that. But they're like, "Yeah, I remember who you were. You'd always give me really useful comments, and you made me, appreciate my sub base a bit more, or something. Thanks very much," or something like that. And just it warms me heart to hear that people actually give a credit about what I have to say. So there's that. I also have to apologize if at this point in the video, especially, for some reason my voice is not picked up on the microphone. It's not anything I can control. As of right now, I just have to get a new microphone, I guess, because sometimes I'll say something and it won't register. Also, sometimes I'll say something and it would be really loud because I don't know how to change audio settings and make them fit better without, continuously redoing it, at least with the system that I have. Again, one of the reasons why I don't really like Cyberlink that much, at least with this free trial that I have. But, that is neither here nor there. And I've been talking about Phantom Darkness 135 a lot. Now let's get to the creatures part that I was actually trying to, pretty much bring up from the start. I have not been doing videos lately, like I said, because I've been watching other YouTubers, and they have been the main YouTubers I've been watching. They have a stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I've been trying to catch up, honestly. Not only but just their streams, which are amazing. I don't ever watch the Kutra and Dan stream, because like I said, I don't watch them a lot. But I'll watch the Sly and Seamus stream, and I'll watch the Alex and Nova stream. And that's always an enjoyable time for me. And then on Saturday they have a Creature Talk, which I've been trying to get into watching because I enjoy the podcast that they do when they have video to accompany it. I don't like podcasts too much when there's no video because it pretty much bores me. So if I were to ever in the future do a podcast, I would have some sort of video, be it a video game or I don't know, just an animated GIF. It's really funny that you can listen to music, not music. You can listen to our talking and watch the GIF for a solid hour and a half or whatever, however long we do the podcast. But that's just how I would do it myself. And in their earlier videos, they didn't have that luxury of videos and animated GIFs that would interest people. They just had pictures, and that wasn't enough for me to stay interested. However, I watched episode 100. I heard one of Lyle's hard-hitting questions. And for those of you who don't know the creatures, you need to look up on their creature wiki one of Lyle's hard-hitting questions. You'll understand exactly what I mean. Or I'll probably leave a link in the description to go to one of Lyle's hard-hitting questions, and you'll understand exactly why I wanted to continue watching Creature Talk, because they're rather interesting to see the responses that they have to those types of questions. For those of you who watch and are actually Creatures fans yourself, which is probably going to be the majority of my fan base anyway, because by this point you watch any of my videos this far back, you'll have heard me talk about the creatures thousands upon thousands of times. You'll have heard me talk about Phantom Darkness 135 and Glory D thousands and thousands of times. And I've probably talked about Gold Glove TV quite a bit too, because those are the people that I really like. I might also have mentioned Drifter in some way, shape, or form because I really like him. I have quite a lot of people that I watch. And I've been trying to catch up with them because I want to have not only my own channel and my own stuff, but I want to be able to say, hey, I watch this dude, and I understand exactly what you're talking about in the chat when you say, I don't know, I can't think of something, like it's too spooky for me, like if somebody said that, I would know that that's Immortal HD, because I'm internet smart, and I understand stuff like that. So the main point that I'm trying to make here is that I don't know why the heck the box keeps trolling me. I can't get a good thing from the box. I have the ray gun and this raid, and I wanted to get rid of the raid, and I think the next one I get is actually the one that I end up using, but I can't remember. And the reason why I've been watching the creatures so much is not just to catch up, but like I said, to keep myself. Yeah, this is what I use. It's just to keep myself, sort of internet smart on what's going on, because I remember they were at like episode 103 Creature Talk when I've actually heard that episode 100 had happened, that they had a hard-hitting question. And what happened there was a jump cut. I didn't want to show you guys all of the barrier rebuilding, and I did that a couple times in this series, this recording session, whatever you want to call it. So if you notice any situation in which it looks like it's not right, they were jump cuts. I'm sorry I didn't mention that earlier. But yeah, I missed the Lyle's hard-hitting question when it happened, so I was like, alright, I need to know what happened. And I went and watched their stream and got myself, educated on the fact. But I always miss stuff. Some of the really cool stuff that I find interesting, I always miss it when it happens live, and so I'm trying to keep myself somewhat educated so that I don't miss a lot of stuff like that again. So that's what I've been doing recently, and that's what I'll probably be doing most of the summer, is watching videos, recording these videos, and reading books, as well as I'm actually trying to write a couple books. I have a few ideas in mind, and I'll get more to those when I'm actually further into the story. As of the moment, I have maybe the first page and a half written. Excuse me! Excuse me, I had to sneeze there, and I don't think I can move fast enough. But yeah, in case you didn't know, I'm a really big literature fan. I enjoy reading books, I enjoy writing, and I just wanted to sort of make my own book and see how well that would do. I highly doubt that's going to really go anywhere because I'm really lazy and I can't ever do what I need to do for it. So, and it looks like it's going to go really bad, right? This is kind of like one of those other rounds in which things, aren't looking bright. However, if you can tell by watching the video marker, there's quite a lot of time left. So, I hope I didn't spoil anything there for you too majorly. I probably did. But we're on round 19 here, and remember this is Road to 20. And like I mentioned earlier, there actually are a lot of Road to 20s out there, but this is the only one it has the Jackhammer 13 label on it, so it's the only one that you know you can trust. Honestly, this is the one, the only, the original Road to 20, and any before or after are completely copies of this. And that's honestly how YouTube works. One person doesn't, everybody else can't. So I have claimed rights to the name. I actually have a patent sitting right next to me, and yeah, it. So basically, don't trust anybody else that has a Road to 20 series, because I'm the only one that really can. Please notify me if there are, so that I can sue them. In case you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. I don't actually want you guys to be like, hey, there's this dude that did a Road to 20, and you need to go sue him now, because I'm just sorry. Sometimes my sarcasm can be passed off as being serious. So I've been told by my friends, but whatever. So to cap off pretty much what I've been trying to say for the past, I don't know how long, 30 minutes. Thank you, creatures. Thank you, Phantom Darkness 135. Screw you, YouTube dude, and not answering me, because I'm obviously the most important person in the entire universe. And other information that has pretty much no relevance to YouTube whatsoever, other than the fact that there's relevance to my channel. I have pretty much nothing else to talk about, and I think droning on for another, how many minutes, like 5 minutes, whatever, would probably be not the greatest for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just leave the video gameplay going. I'm going to stop talking at this very moment, and I'll let you enjoy it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope today is a good Memorial Day for you, because I do believe that's when I'm going to get this uploaded. And that's pretty much all I got to say. This has been the Jackhammer 13, and I am signing out. I hope that I can come back soon to continue saying I'm signing out, and hello YouTube community, and all those other wonderful catchphrases.
From this day, tormented soul,